Aliens from outer space, are they real? Does the Bible talk about aliens, and if it does, what does it say about them? The answer is yes, the Bible does speak about aliens. But first, what is the definition of an alien? Let's check our good old Webster Dictionary. According to the Webster Dictionary, an alien is a being coming from another world. Extraterrestrial. Unidentified flying objects, UFOs, have been a subject of fascination and debate worldwide, with reported sightings spanning across different continents and cultures. UFO sightings have been documented in various regions, capturing the attention of the public, media, and scientific communities. The term UFO refers to any aerial phenomenon or object that cannot be readily identified, and reports often include descriptions of unexplained lights, shapes, or movements in the sky. The United States has a long history of UFO sightings, with notable incidents such as the Roswell UFO incident in 1947. Ongoing reports come from various states, and the U.S. government's acknowledgement of unexplained aerial phenomena has fueled increased interest. European countries, including the United Kingdom and France, have reported numerous UFO sightings over the years. The UK, in particular, declassified a significant number of UFO-related documents in the early 21st century. Countries like Brazil and Mexico have reported a high number of UFO sightings. Asian countries, including Japan and China, have recorded UFO sightings as well. While descriptions of UFOs vary, some common themes emerge from global sightings. Unusual lights. Many reports describe unexplained lights in the sky, often exhibiting unconventional movements or patterns. Shape-shifting objects. Witnesses frequently report objects that change shape or size during the sighting. Acceleration and maneuverability. UFOs are often described as having extraordinary speed and agility beyond the capabilities of known human-made aircraft. Metallic objects. A common characteristic reported are metallic objects. Let's examine Ezekiel's depiction of a vision he experienced, detailing some of God's celestial beings. Ezekiel 1, verses 4 through 9. I looked, and I saw a windstorm coming out of the north, an immense cloud with flashing lightning and surrounded by brilliant light. The center of the fire looked like glowing metal, and in the fire was what looked like 4 living creatures. In appearance, their form was human, but each of them had 4 faces and 4 wings. Their legs were straight, their feet were like those of a calf and gleamed like burnished bronze. Under their wings on their 4 sides, they had human hands. All 4 of them had faces and wings, and the wings of one touched the wings of another. Each one went straight ahead. They did not turn as they moved. In verse 12 through 14, Ezekiel goes on to describe these beings and the way they moved. Each one went straight ahead. Wherever the Spirit would go, they would go without turning as they went. The appearance of the living creatures was like burning coals of fire or like torches. Fire moved back and forth among the creatures. It was bright, and lightning flashed out of it. The creatures sped back and forth like flashes of lightning. As we can see, Ezekiel describes some of the common themes associated with global UFO sightings, flashing lightning and surrounded by lights. The center looked like glowing metal. They did not move like something from this earth, as Ezekiel emphasizes that they did not turn as they moved. The creatures sped back and forth like flashes of lightning. There are many complex descriptions in his sighting that could involve some type of shape-shifting as well. Ezekiel is providing a description of beings from the heavens, now commonly referred to as extraterrestrial aliens. What similarities to Ezekiel's vision do we find in the following UFO reports from around the world? The following are some of the most significant UFO sightings in world history. Washington, D.C. UFO incident of 1952, United States, the Washington, DC UFO incident of 1952 remains one of the most significant and well-documented UFO events in history. Beginning on the night of July 19th and continuing into the early hours of July 20th, multiple unidentified flying objects were detected on radar over Washington, D.C. Witnesses, including both civilians and military personnel, reported seeing a series of strange lights and objects moving erratically in the sky. Descriptions varied, but many witnesses described the objects as bright, white, or orange lights that appeared to hover, dart, or maneuver in unusual patterns. Some witnesses reported seeing a single object, while others observed formations of lights or objects moving in synchronized formations. Witnesses also described seeing metallic objects among the aerial phenomena. Some witnesses reported that these metallic objects appeared solid and tangible, contrasting with the more ephemeral descriptions of glowing orbs or lights. The sightings prompted the scrambling of fighter jets and the involvement of military personnel in attempting to intercept or identify the unidentified objects. As the night progressed, the sightings continued, with reports coming in from multiple locations across Washington, D.C. and neighboring areas. Civilian air traffic controllers, military radar operators, and pilots all reported tracking unidentified objects on radar and visually observing the strange aerial phenomena. At one point, objects were reported to have been detected on radar traveling at speeds and altitudes beyond the capabilities of known aircraft. The sightings garnered widespread media attention and sparked public concern about the possibility of extraterrestrial visitation or advanced military technology. The U.S. Air Force later conducted an investigation into the incident, attributing the sightings to temperature inversions and atmospheric conditions that caused radar anomalies. Despite the official explanation, the Washington, D.C. UFO incident remains a source of fascination and speculation among UFO enthusiasts and researchers, due in part to the sheer volume of witnesses and the extraordinary nature of the sightings. Phoenix Lights, 1997, United States. The Phoenix Lights incident of 1997 is one of the most widely witnessed and discussed UFO sightings in recent history. It took place on the evening of March 13, 1997, primarily in the skies over the state of Arizona, including the city of Phoenix. Thousands of people reported seeing a formation of lights moving silently across the sky. Witnesses described the lights as a V-shaped formation or a boomerang-shaped object. The lights were reported to be amber or orange in color and appeared to be connected or part of a massive, singular object. Reports of the lights came from various locations, including Phoenix, Scottsdale, Glendale, and Tucson. Witnesses included civilians, law enforcement officers, and military personnel. The U.S. Air Force initially suggested that the lights were flares dropped during a training exercise at the Barry Goldwater Range. However, this explanation did not align with the reported characteristics of the lights, such as their silent and steady movement. Later, the Air Force attributed the event to a formation of A-10 Warthog aircraft flying in a training exercise, though this explanation also faced skepticism. Numerous witnesses, both civilian and professional, reported seeing the lights. Some described the lights as moving in a controlled manner, while others emphasized the sheer size of the object. Many reported a sense of awe and curiosity, as the lights did not resemble any conventional aircraft. The Phoenix Lights incident continues to be a subject of interest and debate within the UFO community. Despite official explanations, many witnesses and researchers remain unsatisfied, and the event is often cited as an example of unexplained aerial phenomena. Rendlesham Forest Incident, 1980, United Kingdom. U.S. military personnel stationed in England reported sightings of unexplained lights in Rendlesham Forest, leading to a series of investigations. The Rendlesham Forest Incident, also known as Britain's Roswell, is one of the most well-documented UFO sightings in the United Kingdom. It took place over a series of nights in December 1980. The incident began when the U.S. Air Force personnel stationed at RAF Woodbridge reported strange lights in the nearby Rendlesham Forest. The first sighting occurred late at night on December 26, 1980, when security personnel noticed unusual lights descending into the forest. The incident involved multiple witnesses, including Deputy Base Commander Lieutenant Colonel Charles Holt and other military personnel. Holt recorded his observations in an audio recording made during the events. On the following night, December 27, 1980, the sightings continued. Witnesses described seeing colored lights, a metallic object with a pulsating light. The lights moved in erratic patterns and hieroglyphic-like symbols on the side of the craft were reported. Lieutenant Colonel Holt led a team into the forest to investigate on the second night. They reported finding physical evidence, including impressions on the ground, damage to trees, and higher than normal levels of radiation at the site. The British Ministry of Defence initially downplayed the incident, suggesting that the witnesses had mistaken the lights for stars or a lighthouse. The Rendlesham Forest incident has become a focal point of UFO research and debate. Various explanations have been proposed, including military activities, misinterpretation of natural phenomena, or extraterrestrial involvement. Many witnesses, including military personnel, have come forward with their testimonies over the years. Their accounts have contributed to the complexity and intrigue surrounding the Rendlesham Forest incident. The Rendlesham Forest incident remains one of the most compelling and discussed UFO events in the UK, with ongoing interest from both the UFO community and the general public. UFO sightings continue to be a global phenomenon, transcending borders and cultures. While many sightings can be attributed to natural or man-made phenomena, a significant number remain unexplained. In July 2023, the global community was taken aback when 3 retired U.S. military veterans provided compelling testimony during a House hearing on phenomena categorized as unidentified aerial phenomena, UAPs, commonly known as UFOs. Expressing apprehension, they underscored the potential national security implications of these sightings and criticized the government's excessive secrecy surrounding them. The U.S. government officially designates these mysterious sightings as UAPs and has issued reports on various cases, some of which continue to defy explanation. Witnesses, among them David Fravor and David Grush, recounted their personal encounters with UAPs during their military service. Grush went further, alleging a government cover-up of research into these sightings and even asserting possession of UAPs and remnants of non-human pilots. However, he clarified that these claims were based on information obtained from others, not from his own direct experiences. Lawmakers, including Representative Robert Garcia, stressed the critical need to comprehend UAPs for national security purposes. Both witnesses and legislators expressed dissatisfaction with the excessive classification of information related to these sightings by the U.S. government. Representative Matt Gaetz highlighted the challenges he faced in obtaining information about a specific incident from Eglin Air Force Base in Florida, highlighting the imperative for increased transparency. Witnesses also raised concerns about a prevailing stigma discouraging pilots from reporting UAP incidents due to potential adverse professional consequences. The revelations brought forth during the hearing shed light on the urgency of addressing UAPs for national security reasons. The call for transparency and the acknowledgement of the challenges faced by those seeking information emphasized the complexity of the issue and the need for a more open and collaborative approach in understanding these unidentified phenomena. U.S. Navy fighter pilots Ryan Graves and retired Commander David Fravor, who both claimed they had encountered aircraft of a non-human origin. These sightings are not rare or isolated, said Graves, who served in the Navy for over a decade. Military air crews and commercial pilots, trained observers whose lives depend on accurate identification, are frequently witnessing these phenomena. This hearing explained that there are hundreds of reports from military personnel having encounters with UFOs in the skies. They went as far as saying that military personnel are having these encounters often and are afraid because there is no protocol on how to deal with this phenomenon. Now, what does the Bible say about aliens or extraterrestrials? Colossians 1:16. For in him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or powers or rulers or authorities, all things have been created through him and for him. Ephesians 6:12. For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Here we see that Paul tells us that there are spiritual hosts of wickedness in the heavenly places. Ephesians 2:2. In which you once walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit who now works in the sons of disobedience. Once again, Paul tells us that demons are the power of the air. Furthermore, the book of Job presents Satan as appearing before God in heaven, suggesting that at least for a time, Satan had some access to the heavenly realm. In Job 1:6 and 7, it's written, Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came among them. The Lord said to Satan, From where have you come? Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and fro on the earth, and from walking up and down on it. What other extraterrestrial beings does the Bible describe other than the dark forces of the world? Angels. Throughout the Bible, angels are spiritual beings created by God to serve him. They are often messengers, agents of divine intervention, and worshippers in the heavenly realms. Cherubim and seraphim. These are specific types of celestial beings mentioned in the Bible. Cherubim are often associated with guarding, while seraphim are depicted as worshipping around the throne of God. Living creatures. Described in the book of Revelation, these beings worship around the throne of God, and their appearance is filled with symbolic imagery. The living creatures described in the book of Revelation are vividly portrayed. The details of their appearance are highly symbolic, reflecting the mysterious and divine nature of these creatures. Here is the description from Revelation 4:6 through 8. In the center, around the throne, were 4 living creatures, and they were covered with eyes, in front and in back. The first living creature was like a lion, the second was like an ox, the third had a face like a man, the fourth was like a flying eagle. Each of the 4 living creatures had 6 wings and was covered with eyes all around, even under its wings. Elders. Mentioned in Revelation 4. 4 surrounding the throne were 24 other thrones, and seated on them were 24 elders. They were dressed in white and had crowns of gold on their heads. Heavenly host. In some biblical passages, the heavenly hosts are portrayed as warrior angels, ready to engage in spiritual battles. The term Lord of Hosts is used to emphasize God's authority over the angelic armies. Archangels, high-ranking angels with specific roles, such as Michael and Gabriel, who play significant roles in biblical events. The Bible reveals that there is extraterrestrial life, but not as many suppose. Although the Bible does not speak of little green aliens who live on faraway planets, it does speak of angels, cherubim, seraphim, elders, living creatures with unique attributes, demons and Satan, God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. Could the multitude of UFO sightings witnessed worldwide actually be the diverse array of heavenly entities described in the Bible? We believe this is biblical proof that aliens who are not of this world exist. This is also proof of the true existence of God and the accuracy of the Bible, as the common themes associated with global UFO sightings match the descriptions of heavenly beings in the Bible. Check out this next video as we explore the mysteries of the power of prayer. If God is real, the Bible is real. If the Bible is real, it tells us that prayer has supernatural powers. How can we tap into this power? I'll see you in the next video. God bless.